Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my kitchen. I am tonight prepping a pretty massive meal prep. So I just wanted to jump on here and share a few tips, helpful uh, information for you guys. I want to just basically share ideas on how to cook things, how to prepare things, food choices. So right now I'm a one-man production crew, so no one's going to zoom in for me, so I'm going to take you along. So right now, basically what I've done was, I'll show you first, cooking methods. Let's talk cooking methods. So I pre-chopped all my zucchini, lots of zucchini, good for you. Zucchini and asparagus, I do a little bit of spinach, but right now I'm going to run a lot of zucchini. It's good for you, it's healthy, a lot of nutrients. I steam those in a pot, and so I batch cook them, so 3 or 4 rounds. There's many methods of cooking your proteins. You're talking about chicken breast tonight, boneless, skinless. I prefer this, of course, because it's lean protein, low fat. So I boil it. It's a great method. I season the water with some really good spices. You can layer tons of spices in the water. You can do anything with that. You want to do lots. If you love garlic, you can do garlic. If you want to do lemon pepper, I got cayenne pepper, paprika, smoked paprika, by the way. And then I did. I bought the seasoning the other day. Actually, it's really good. I just happened to find it at Home Sense. It's pretty unique, and it's actually really good. It's umami mushroom seasoning. Really good stuff. So it's got everything in there. So in terms of seasoning, I don't like to oversalt my foods. I'm very cautious when it comes to sodium, of course. We do need a small amount of sodium because of the minerals, of course. But yeah, so I've got that going. Your rice here. Let's talk rice. This is like a set it and forget it. Love this Instant Pot. It's actually got a rice setting. You press it. It's on low pressure. So, and the other thing too, guys, if you're batch cooking, of course, for me, I go into a more of a comprehensive. I go right down to the scales. I run 2 scales, and then I do my meal prep containers here. So you can either do this. It's convenient. It's a grab and go. If you got a really hectic, busy schedule, if you don't mind leftover foods, this is the way to go. Just fill your containers. Be mindful about your portions. Protein first. The rule of thumb, generally do 1 gram of protein for 1 pound of body weight. So you start with your proteins. Very, very important. Protein is king. Protein is priority. After that, you fill it with a handful of vegetables, and the rest can be carbohydrates. So yes. So basically, now if you want to go that route, that's fantastic. That's great. Like I said, you can put them in the fridge. If it's getting to about day 3 or 4, start transferring them to the freezer, and they're usually giving you a freezer for about a month. So my steam valve wasn't locked in. So yeah, other than that, if you want, I'll show you guys something else here. So when it comes to batch cooking, use a large container so you can put all your, whether you're doing chicken, fish, ground turkey, ground beef, put it all in a big container, grab another big container, put your vegetables in there, and then your rice in another one. And then, if you want, you grab what you need, put it on a plate. You want to put it in a pan to warm it up, or a microwave, whichever you prefer. Some people aren't a fan of microwaves and reheating, and I understand that. I use a microwave. So we're going to put that back. It's one of those cabinets that are full. So yeah, the cooking methods, like I said, what you want to ideally do here is go with whichever takes the longest. So I'm doing the chicken, of course, right? So boiling the chicken, while that's going, about 20 minutes in, well, the rice, of course, like I said, set it, forget it. Another little great space-saving appliance you can get on Amazon or Canadian Tire is a Black & Decker ricer. It's got a toggle switch, so you fill the insert with your rice and water ratio. You flick the switch and leave it, and when it's done, it goes to warm. And leave it there when you're ready. When everything else is done, the idea here is to basically try and get everything done around the same time. Now, if one thing's done before another thing, for example, the chicken, you don't want to leave food sitting out too long. You don't want to create bacteria and all that. So put it like, so what I'm going to do, for convenience and digestion purposes, not hard to digest, I take a big bowl. Once the chicken is all done, I put it in here, I shred it, and I cover it with tinfoil or plastic. I leave it sitting, and then after that, like I said, the rice is doing its thing. After that, then I take all my vegetables. Steaming it goes quick. So we're going with, this evening, we're going with, like I said, we're doing I'll show you just the package here. I'm doing the zucchini, fresh zucchini. You can do fresh, frozen. I prefer frozen fruits and vegetables. I believe there's a lot of nutrients locked in when they're frozen, but this right from frozen, put a little bit of water in the pot and have your strainer pot on top. Pop this in there, put the lid on, 5 minutes, good to go. And you can season it, of course. So yeah, so those are just some methods of cooking. Of course, you know, I like to do baked, broiled, or you can do air fryers. I don't have an air fryer, but that's very fast and convenient from what I was told. This is just a method I've chosen, especially when it comes to boneless, skinless chicken breast. It can dry out easily, but when you boil it, locks in the moisture, locks in flavors. I season the water, and it turns out awesome every time. And I usually boil it for about, well, the longer the better. It gets really, really tender, and it's easier to shred after that. So that's about it. So I just wanted to jump on here, like I said, talk about some meal preps, some tips, prioritize your protein, like I said, portion things out. You know, just because a container is a certain size doesn't mean you fill it to the brim. You know, just be mindful about your portions. You know, smart food choices, healthy choices. You know, fish, chicken, beef, lean beef, turkey, all great choices. In terms of your carbohydrates, sweet potatoes, rice. I like to do basmati. It's on the lower glycemic index. It's really easy to digest. It's safe on my stomach. Sometimes I get digestive issues because of the amount of food I'm eating, especially in the off season. So my food increases a bit because I'm trying to put on more size. I'm not in a bodybuilding contest prep right now, so I'm just very selective. You know, I've tried a lot of different foods. I've added, subtracted foods. So I learned what works for me, what doesn't. Like broccoli doesn't do well with me. The cruciferous vegetables are not the best for my stomach. So like I said, I tend to stick with the asparagus, the green beans, and the zucchini. So yes, that's basically it for now. So I just wanted to show you guys the day in the life of a bodybuilder and a meal prep. So like I said, get everything laid out, nice and organized for yourself, and make sure your food. Here's one thing I want to stress right now is, and I've been okay. I haven't had any issues, maybe once or twice, but be mindful. Like I said, when everything's close to getting done at the same time, like I said, make sure the food's covered for now. When you're ready to plate it and portion it, get ready, have everything over in one area. Start with the proteins, start with your and then your vegetables, and then your carbohydrates. So you could try and get everything filled up at the same time. By then, the food has time to cool down so that it's not too warm when you put it in the fridge, because that creates condensation. You know, once you put the lid on, all that moisture. So you got to be really mindful about that. So make sure, try not to leave any food sitting out for more than an hour, tops, as best you can. So just small little, there's tips and tricks to help you to run smooth through the kitchen. You know, you're not jumping all over the place. So like I said, you always just start with your layout. You take out what you need. So like I said, my pots, I got my other pot back here. So I'm going to steam my vegetables. These have been on for about half an hour. So I'm going to pull those out, put them in that big bowl. My handy dandy masher here. Mash up that chicken nice, and then get it covered because the rice will be done not too long after the chicken. Well, plus I got 2 more packages of chicken to do. I'm doing 20 chicken breasts. So, like I said, in terms of like the amount of food you're cooking, if you want to do smaller batches and cook 3 or 4 times a week, it's much easier. You know, if you find that easier for your household. You know, the other thing I wanted to mention was, you know, a lot of people are not a fan of leftovers, and that's fine. Hey, I'll be honest, I love cooking fresh food, but for me, it's just, I'm so used to this by now, and it's convenience for me. But what you could do is you could take 1 package of chicken out, you can portion them into freezer bags. So if you have a package of 5 chicken breasts, portion them out, or 4, let's say 4 for an easy number. Take 2 out, and then put 2 in one bag, 2 in another bag, and take 1 bag out if you just want to cook for a day or 2. Works great. That way you have fresher food. So other than that, yeah, like I said, I'm going to wait for the chicken. The rice is doing its thing. I'll leave it in the Instant Pot. And then it's a little bit time consuming. But like I said, I'm weighing everything out because I'm following a specific, I'm very in tune and very calculated with my macros for my needs and what I'm going for. But when I teach and help clients and show them, you know, what foods are good, you know, like what foods you can eat and what to add and subtract and how much foods, you know, I don't want to make it complicated for anybody. The idea here is to educate people on foods. So basically, like I said, the protein is the longevity of muscle. It keeps you full, satiated. You can never say that word. But yes, I always prioritize my protein. Number 1, first and foremost, all the time. But like I said, you have options out there. I have plans for you guys who, whatever your goals are, whatever you're looking to do, I can make sure that we can have a very well-developed plan and get you guys fixed up and feeling good and healthy, not bloated, not uncomfortable. And carbohydrates, actually, before I forget, I wanted to touch base on this a bit. Carbohydrates, that's your fuel. That's your main source of fuel. Some people like keto, and that's great. But from a bodybuilding and fitness standpoint, when you're training, you need fuel around that training window. So the carbohydrates around that training window, pre and post workouts, is when you want to have the most carbohydrates. So when you're training, you deplete the glycogen stores in your muscles, so you want to replenish with carbohydrates shortly after your workout, with protein, of course, a little bit of healthy fats. And as the day goes on, you're going to taper off your carbohydrates a bit because you don't need so much towards bedtime, right? And also, when it comes to calories, they add up quick. So one more thing I want to show you guys here, just to be mindful. Like I said, I don't create programs for clients to make them boring. Like, you want to add sauces? Absolutely. Sugar-free ketchup. A great condiment to have in the fridge. Sriracha, I go through like one of these every 2 weeks, not even. I never used to like it. And then Dijon mustard. Healthy, good for you. And yellow is good for you too. But yes, so just those certain things that you can use, or if you want to use I think I said in my last video, I'm a huge fan of that G. Hughes sugar-free barbecue sauce. That's another good one. But like I said, just be mindful about the sauces on your food. You know, don't sit there and go through half a bottle. But just helps you stay on track. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's easier to stay on track that way. You know, you're not so restrictive when it comes to your foods, so you'll be able to manage healthy eating a lot longer. So you've got to enjoy yourself. You've got to have that I believe that 90-10 rule. 10% of the time, hey, you worked hard for things, you earned it. You don't have a cheat meal, you have a reward treat meal. You've earned it, you rewarded yourself. You want to grab a couple pieces of pizza, a foot long sub? Well, go ahead if you'd like, or go for me. I love sushi. I think everybody goes for sushi, but just be mindful about that. Don't let that derail your hard earned work throughout the whole week. You know what I mean? Just be mindful about that meal. And don't beat yourself up over it after that meal. Just go into it with that mindset. Okay, yes, I'm gonna have this meal today. It's planned. You go ahead and have that meal. Guess what? Tomorrow, don't go drastic and start dropping fats and carbohydrates and just eating like protein all day and fasting and like, you know, just go back to your regular plan. And it works every time. So, don't mind me rambling on. I just wanted to share a bunch of nutrition tips, information, meal prep hacks. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I will drop some more great content. I'll do some, like, I'm trying to keep my schedule in check and routine, but I want to share so many recipes. I want to do a lot of baking, healthy baking stuff. I've been really getting into a lot of baking, you know, whether it's protein muffins, protein cookies. Like I said, everything revolves around protein in this household. But anyways, guys, just wanted to share some advice, help you guys out, make you feel good, make you feel energized. I am going to get back to this meal prep so that I can get to bed, because bed is important. Sleep's important. So stay healthy, stay happy, stay strong, stay hydrated, get your rest, and eat good. And thanks for coming to my kitchen again.